Hello, what's up? Welcome to the Asteroid Radio Show. Today, we're on episode 3. I feel like I've been doing this for so long, but it's only the 3rd episode. And maybe that's because I was doing the art and chat videos, but whatever. Episode 3, here we are. Today, I can't figure out how to sit in my chair comfortably. Comfortably. There's the word. I love this chair. I do. It's a really nice chair. I got it for Christmas. But I don't know how to sit in it. It's always so uncomfortable. Not the chair. It's me. I'm just uncomfortable. I can't sit still anywhere. I have to be moving at all times. And I don't know what that is. I don't know. Undiagnosed ADHD, perchance. But today we are going to be working on a comic strip. Do I know what the comic strip is going to be, or have I done any sort of planning for this? No, not really. I thought it would be kind of fun to, I have ideas of what I'm going to do, but I thought it would be fun to kind of just wing it and see where it goes. Like I said, I have some ideas of what I want to do, so we're going to toy around with those options and see which one I like the best and which I can emulate properly. And so today's episode, we're going to be sketching the comic strip, and then next episode, which will be later this week, will be when we color and ink the comic. Although I'm probably going to ink the comic strip off camera, and then when the next episode goes up, we'll just be coloring it, because inking it is basically you just kind of trace over what you already did, and I feel like that's kind of boring to watch me ink over what you just watched me draw, so I will do that off camera. It is currently Friday. I'll be transparent. I'll be so honest with you. Today's Friday, May 17th, and if you listened to what I said, I've been saying that the podcast will be up on Wednesdays at the very minimum. Usually there's going to be more episodes. The last 2 weeks I've only filmed those 2 podcast episodes because I don't know. I think I'm still getting adjusted to going from the art and chat series to this, which is, it's essentially the same exact thing, but for some reason this feels a little bit more, I think it's just because of the podcast. I'm like, oh my gosh, it has to be so much more entertaining, and I have to be talking the whole time, and everything has to be good, but it doesn't. I can do whatever I want in theory and just see where it goes. But I was supposed to upload on Wednesday. This week was very hectic, and I'll explain what I did. It was good hectic, like really good. So I'll explain what happened, but we're late. It's Friday. I'm not good at holding myself accountable to my goals. I do tend to procrastinate, and I will also move things around because I plan a lot. I'm always planning things, and I have my planners look insane, but I also like to, this is the method that I use to plan. I will plan out what I want to happen, ideally, but then if inspiration hits and I want to work on a different project or something else crosses my mind, and I'm like, oh, I should do this instead, I will do that, because I would rather work on that like urge to work on something. The way that I plan is basically like, if I don't know what to do, I have plans laid out of what I can do. So that way I don't have any downtime of thinking like, oh, well, I don't know what to do, so I guess I'm just not going to do anything, and I'll do my homework or something. Homework is like the least of my worries. Sorry to my professors. It's not my priority. So for me, planning is more like, typically I'll stick to the plans and I'll do things that I know that I'm wanting to do or about to do. But if I get inspiration, I do prioritize that a little more and then work on that. Like the Melanie sculpture, I wasn't necessarily planning on doing at that time. I had it planned out for like in a couple months to do it over summer. But Melanie's birthday was a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, you know what? I want to start it today because it's her birthday. So I did it, and then, it led to completing it, which I don't know if you can see it up there, but it's all the way over there. I will insert a photo here so you can see its full completed form. I think I put it in the last video, but I'm not sure if I did or didn't. And I now need to write down that I said I'll put this because I will forget what I said. But yeah, so we're a little bit late. And let me tell you why. This week was really good. A lot of fun things happened. Starting out on Tuesday, I went to see Melanie Martinez in concert. I drove with Grace all the way to Palm Desert, which is not really that far. I live in San Diego, so it was about 2 hours away. It's not too bad, but we went there because the venue was smaller than the Forum in Inglewood/LA. So we were like, oh, well, we should go there because the venue's going to be smaller, which means if we get a seat further in the back, it'll be like we spent more money on a seat at the Forum closer up. You see what I mean? So the venue that we went to in Palm Desert was 9,000 people, and the Forum holds like 18,000. So it's like half the size. And our tickets were pretty cheap. The seats were decent, you know. It was the greatest concert that I have ever seen, and I went to see the Eras tour. So I'm telling you, that was the best concert I've ever seen. I might be biased just because of how prevalent Melanie's art and music has been in my life, and it is a lot of, you know, I look back at all of the things that I used to watch as a kid, the things that I've listened to, the things that I read and indulge in. It is no wonder why I like the things that I like. It all makes sense. But bias aside, I do think it was the greatest show that I've ever seen. And I've seen majority of like the main musicians in concert. I've seen Ariana, I've seen Harry Styles, I've seen Olivia Rodrigo, I've seen Ethel Cain, I've seen Taylor Swift, Boy Genius. I've seen everybody that I care to see, except I haven't seen Billie, and I haven't seen Lana. I don't know who else I would care to see, but I've seen a handful of concerts, not too many. I don't go to that many concerts, but when I do go, it's to like the ones that I really like. Well, I was gonna say duh. You know, you don't go to a concert you don't like, but that's not true. Sometimes you go to a concert just because it's a concert. Anyways, the show was so good. There was like effects throughout the whole thing. I love when an artist, a musician, really hones in on the craft of the creativity behind it and the art and the storytelling. My favorite thing. I love it so much. It's amazing to see an artist not just like focus on the music, which I know it's like they don't have to because maybe music is just the only thing that they care about, but I really appreciate when an artist does more than just music and has a storyline, has characters, has the whole thing. I just like a big cohesive thing. I think it's really cool, and she does a really good job at that. And this concert was insane. There was fire, there were balloons, there was confetti, there was fireworks, there was a ton of lights all over the place. It was really cool. So she's still on tour, and if you get the chance to see her, I would 1,000% recommend it. It was insane, and Grace and I can't stop talking about it, can't stop thinking about it, and I want to go so badly again, but she will not be here or near me. I would have to fly somewhere, and I can't do that yet, unless this podcast decides to like go crazy over the next like month or so. Well, she's only on tour for another month. Okay, you guys got to get this podcast going crazy, and I got to be getting crazy brand deals so that I can go see Melanie Martinez again on tour. I'm just saying, you guys need to do that, like now. Please, I want to see her again. Apart from the concert, actually, did anything happen at the concert? I don't think anything crazy happened. We just couldn't find our seats. The venue was not laid out that well. It was a nice venue, but I could not find our seats, and we had to ask somebody. But nothing crazy happened. Actually, no. There were a lot of parents with their kids who were like young, like 10 and under. And it was funny because we were sitting in our seats. Right behind us were there were two different families of a mom and their child behind us. To the right of us was another family, which looked like a mom and a dad and a kid, and then in front of us was another mom and a dad with their kid. And the whole time I was thinking, and then after we got out of the concert, Grace said the same thing. She was like, there were so many parents with their kids there, and I wonder what they were thinking about the show, because Melanie's stuff is not kid-friendly by any means. The aesthetic is obviously, for the first two albums, is very childlike, and it's very, like, reminiscent of childhood and stuff, but the themes and just, like, the styling even is not that kid-friendly. There's, like, blood in places, and there's, like, themes of, like, you know, depression and suicide and, like, dark themes within the stuff that she makes. But there are parts of the show that are a little bit creepy, especially for kids, that I was like, dang, these parents probably have no idea what they took their kid to, because they look up Melanie Martinez and they see, like, the crybaby letter blocks and, like, the ice cream cones and, like, stuff like that, and they think, oh, like, sure, yeah, that's fine. Then they get there and, you know, nothing like that. But I just thought it was funny because every parent except the ones to the right of us were, like, they're just sitting there stone faced, like, just looking around like, what is this? Why are we here? But that's on you. You as a parent should be doing the research further into who you're taking your kids to see. It's so dumb when parents are complaining that, not just her, but, like, anybody who has ever done something that has anything that's, like, childlike or has, like, a theme of childhood or something, they're like, well, you need to make it more kid friendly because blah blah blah. No, you need to do the research into what your kid is consuming. The kid doesn't really know any better. It's your job as the parent. So don't get mad at the artist for making art. And I feel like one day that might have that. I assume that will probably come up for my stuff too, because I don't now, nor will I ever label my stuff as kid friendly. I don't think any of my stuff is too crazy, and it's not, like, super insane or dark. Really, there are dark themes in the stuff that I do, but nothing too crazy, I don't think, at least not yet. But I assume one day some parent will be like, this is, like, not appropriate for kids. My kids used to love you. Research me. Okay, it's not for kids. It's not for kids. I don't think I'm doing anything crazy that isn't, nothing's kid friendly, but it's not that bad, you know. But I just think it was funny seeing all those kids there with their parents, watching all this stuff be set on fire and, like, blood splashing across the screen and fire, and it was crazy. Also, the crowd there was insane. I have never in my life, I've only been to a few concerts, but the concerts I've been to are concerts of artists who have crazy fan bases, but I have never been to a show where the entire duration of the concert you can hear the crowd singing every single word as loud as the artist. There were points where you couldn't even hear her because the crowd was screaming the lyrics, and it was really cool to see. And it must feel so cool for her to be up there and, like, listen to the crowd of people just screaming the words to your songs the whole time. So I think that was really cool, and that by far the best concert I've ever seen. And I don't know who will top that. Before I keep talking, we're going to get into drawing. So give me a second. I'm going to restart the cameras and everything so that I can sync it up, because I'm still trying to figure out how to film these, because I want a top-down shot, but also I don't really want to film the iPad screen, so I'm going to screen record and put it on top of the video. You'll see. But I got to reconfigure everything. So if the video chops up, that's why. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back. We're back. I think everything is lined up properly. If it's not, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I'm going to say the ideas that I have for what I'm going to do. The first one is going to be auto. I think at some point all of these comic strips will be done, but for today, I'm obviously only going to do one of them. The first one can either be auto doing something. I don't have any more context to that. I just wanted auto to have a comic strip and have it possibly be sad / go into his lore a little bit. So I think what the comic strip was going to be that I had written down somewhere on a notepad was, I've talked about how Otto used to be like his robot breed, for lack of better terms, was used in schools as like a teaching aid in the classroom, and at some point they take his model out of the classes because they think it's not kid friendly, so they take him out. So I think what it was going to be was him in a classroom and then being told, like, this, you can't be here anymore, this isn't, like, we're reassigning you and the rest of your units to something else. But I don't think I want to do that one yet. The one that I had thought of today was with Asteroid, and it's going to be him in the forest, and he comes across a deer, because deer are one of my favorite animals. So he comes across a deer in the forest and gives it, like, I don't know, a piece of bread or something, and then it runs off, and Asteroid thinks that he scared it away, but really Asteroid starts walking away, and then he hears something crunch, like a snap, like of a twig on the floor, and he looks back, and there's just a ton of deer waiting for them to get a piece of bread. I don't know, just something simple. Comic strips, I always think so deeply into comic strips, and comic strips only need to be a tiny little story of something. However, for this one, I think it would have to be 2 pages to do all that. I don't know. We're going to block out the scenes right now and see what we can do. So let's kind of figure out how many scenes that I would need for that one. I think we're going to do the deer one because I've been wanting to do something with deer for so long, but I just haven't done anything yet. So I think I'm going to do that one. We'll do auto next time. So we've got to have Asteroid in the forest. So I'll put in forest. And then we need sees the deer. Don't say anything about my handwriting because it's not good on the iPad, and especially not good right now because I'm just blurbing words out. Okay, so Asteroid's in the forest. Then, oh look, he sees a deer. And then there's got to be, he's walked up and given it bread. Walked, bread, and then it has to run away. And then Asteroid has to run away. Or not run away. Asteroid walks. Then we have the twig breaks. And then all the deer are there. So that's how many? 7 scenes to do. I don't know. Sorry, like I said, I don't know how to sit anywhere. I don't know how to sit still. At any point in time, anywhere, no matter where I am, what I'm doing. If I'm sitting, standing, laying down, I can't stay still. 7 scenes. I don't think I can fit 7 onto a page in the way that I would like it to be. So I think we're going to have to do 2 pages. So on Instagram, when I post it, it'll be like slides, if that makes sense. Let's just try and see what I could do if I filled out 7 scenes on a page, what that would look like. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do or where to start. I'll talk about the other thing that I did this week and another reason why the podcast wasn't uploaded on Wednesday. That's because I went to Knott's Berry Farm yesterday. I literally went to Knott's Berry Farm yesterday, so I went to Knott's Berry Farm with Grace and some of her friends from school, because it is the end of the school year. I have 1 week left of school. Next week is my last week, and then I'm on summer break. So we went to Knott's Berry Farm, and I am a roller coaster person. However, they still scare me. I love it once the ride has started and you can't get off. It's like you can only enjoy it. That's the only thing you can do. But waiting in line is horrible. I hate waiting in line because it just gives me too much time to think and be nervous. Every ride at Disneyland, every ride at California Adventure, I'm good with. 85% of the rides at Knott's Berry Farm, I'm good with. There's a few which I'll talk about, which I will never go on. You can't get me to go on them. I can't do it. It's a little too much. Don't ever take me to Six Flags. No. No. I will not go. I went there one time and I'm never going there again because 1, I don't like crazy roller coasters. 2, Six Flags rides break all the time. There's no way you're getting me on one of those rides that breaks every 30 minutes. Fix it properly. Then maybe I will do it. There's only 2 rides there that I will go on. So if I'm going with people, obviously they're going to Six Flags because they want to go on big rides. Otherwise, we would go to Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland or Universal Studios or something. And I don't want to be the person to be like, I'm going to sit this one out, guys, for every single ride. Oh, I'm going to sit it out. It's okay, I'll sit it out, because no matter what you say to people, no matter what, however reassuring you can be and be like, no, genuinely, I'm okay sitting here. I don't want to go on it. It's okay. At some point, they're going to start feeling bad, and I don't want to make them feel bad. So I won't go to Six Flags ever again. I went there once, and that was enough. Also, that park is so dirty. There are bees everywhere, and it's just not maintained well, I don't think, in my opinion. How do I, wait, I'm trying to think of which way I want to lay this out. So, okay, hold on. We're going to go back to the drawing board. This is a big one. Oops. No, here we go. Sorry. This is a big scene. This is a big scene. And this is the big scene. So those are what I got to do. I have to sneeze so bad. Oh no. I'm going to sneeze. I'm so sorry if it's loud. Oh, it went away. Wait, no. It went away. That's the worst feeling on the planet, is when you have to sneeze and it goes away. Because it's like still there, but I know I don't have to sneeze. I'm good. Okay, moving on. So, at Knott's Berry Farm, there's a few rides that I like. I love Silver Bullet. That ride is so fun, and it's one of the crazier rides, if not the craziest. I think most people think that's the craziest ride. I love it. I think it's so fun. I'm good going upside down on rides. I'm good with turns. What I'm not good with at all is spinning rides. If there's anything that spins, even in the slightest, I will get dizzy. I don't like spinning rides, and I don't like rides that shoot you off at a fast speed. I feel like I'm going to get a heart attack and I will die. So I don't go on those. The Incredicoaster at Disneyland is okay. It only goes 50 miles per hour, and I can handle that because it shoots you off and then you go up right away. There's not like a long track. Also, it's Disneyland, and I just feel better about something happening at Disneyland, I would feel safer if, God forbid, I pass out or something, you know? I feel like at Knott's Berry Farm, nobody cares. People who the difference with Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm is people who work at Disneyland want to be there and they want to work at Disneyland, so they enjoy their job. People at Knott's Berry Farm, it's more like you just work there because it's just a job. Like, you don't necessarily have any ties emotionally to the park, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong and you work there, but I have always gotten the vibe that the people who work there don't really... What is going on with this thing? There we go. Don't really care to be there. It's also a bunch of young people who work there, so I don't know. I don't feel all that comfortable there if something happens. So those are the 2 rides I will not ever go on. Oh wait, no. Wait, what? That is a ride. What did I just say? No, the 2. I didn't even tell you the rides I wasn't going to go on yet. I haven't even gotten there. What am I saying? I'm getting ahead of myself. I will go on Silver Bullet because that one, again, doesn't go shoot you off fast. I don't mind if it starts to get fast in the ride once you're already turning. I love turns. Turns are so fun. I just don't want to be shot off into my possible death. Really, I don't want that. So, if you know the rides at Knott's Berry Farm, you know the ride that I'm talking about, which is Accelerator. I cannot get on that ride. Yesterday, I'm going to tell you a really embarrassing story, okay? And I thought I wasn't going to think about this or talk about it, but you know what? I can laugh at myself and I can be embarrassed, and I'm going to tell you. It's not even that bad, but it is embarrassing, but it's not that bad. Because I was with a bunch of people that I didn't know yesterday, or like have met them a few times, not really friends with any of them besides Grace. I'm not one to let peer pressure win if I'm in a situation where I'm being peer pressured. And I was not being peer pressured, but it was kind of the same sentiment of like, oh, I feel like I should do it because everybody's doing it. Everybody was going to go on that ride. Everybody did go on that ride, except me. But in the line, I was like, okay, no, I can do it. I'm okay. I've never been on that ride. I've always said I will never go on it. And watching it, I was like, okay, no, it's okay. I timed the ride. It was 24 seconds. And I was like, okay, I can do it. It's 24 seconds. It's going to go by so fast, and I'm not even going to realize it. You know what I will realize, though, is if I pass out. I don't need that to happen. So I was in the line. I was like, I couldn't decide I didn't know if I was going to go on it or not. I wanted to, but I was scared to. And we get up to the front of the line, and I'm like, after I timed it, and I was like, okay, no, it's good. It's 24 seconds. Like, that's so chill. It'll be fine. We get up to the front of the line, and then my heart starts racing so fast. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to have a heart attack. I think I'm going to... There's been one time when I thought I've had a heart attack, or was about to. I was on an airplane. This is also kind of an embarrassing story. I was on the airplane, and we were flying to Hawaii, I think. We were going, because we were flying Southwest. I hate Southwest because you can't pick your seats. I'm telling 2 stories at once. Basically, on the plane, I don't like to sit next to people that I don't know. It's not even that. It's the fact that I was like, oh, I went into it with the mindset that I'm going to sit with my family and I'll be fine. But because when we got on there, we had to like just choose random seats, and the plane was full because my parents don't like to check in on time, and they like to cause me unnecessary stress when we go on the airplanes. We couldn't sit next together, and I was freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, in my mind, I was already prepared to sit next to my family. Had I got onto the plane with the idea that I was going to be sitting with random people, it would have been fine. I would have hated it, but I would have been fine because I know what I'm expecting. I went into it expecting something else. So then I got all thrown off, and I started freaking out. and I was trying so hard not to burst out into tears on the plane. This was a few years ago. Anyways, it all worked out, but that was the first time I ever thought I was actually gonna have a heart attack. And I've had bad anxiety attacks, but nothing like that before. So we're getting up to the front of the line on the roller coaster, and then I was nearing that level of anxiety, but not quite. It was still like fairly normal, or like an amount of anxiety I've felt before, but I kind of pushed through it. I was like, okay, no, it's fine. I breathed. We are getting into the seats of the ride. I sit down. The arm, whatever locking thing, goes over my body, is clicked in, and then I'm looking around, and I'm like, I was feeling fine until the very last second. I was like, oh my gosh, no, if I go on this, something's going to happen. Something is going to happen to me. I need to get off right now. And then I look over to the side, like off to the side of the ride, to see where the people are who were like checking the things, and I'm waving my hand because I'm like, I can't do it. I have to get off. I can't do it. So I'm waving my hands. The guy is looking directly at me, making eye contact with me, and I'm waving my hand, and he goes like this. He sticks out his thumb for the people to be like, yeah, we're good to go. Start the ride. Didn't help because I thought I was going to pass out right then and there. The ride hadn't even started yet. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is where I have a heart attack. At Knott's Berry Farm on a Thursday. So I'm still waving my hand. I'm like, I need to get off. Get me off. Eventually, after causing me an insane amount of anxiety, they come over and they take the thing up, and I get off the ride. I couldn't do it. I really thought I could, but no, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that ride. It's just not something I want to do. Also, I don't think our bodies were meant to be flung 82 miles per hour. I don't think that's right. So I got off the ride, and yeah, it's so embarrassing. And normally, if I had the time to think about how embarrassing it is to get off of the ride once you're already strapped in, I would have succumbed to the embarrassment and just done the ride. That never even crossed my mind. I didn't care how many people just saw me get off the ride and freak out. I did not care. Also, whoever saw me do that for the rest of the day, if they saw me around the park, they know it's me. I have bright red hair. So I immediately pushed it to the back of my mind. I was like, I'm not even going to think about that because I don't want to see who's around me. I don't want to see who made eye contact with me, who saw this happen. I could not do it. Don't ever try to get me to go on the accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm again. I'm not doing it. But however, next time when I go, I will not even be getting in the line. I'm not doing all that again. That ride and then Hang Time are two rides that I will never go on. I also don't need to be going vertical up, like 90-degree angle. Again, not something our human bodies should be doing, especially mine. You can do what you want, but I don't think my human body was meant to do that. Also, I have a feeling that this episode I'm not gonna draw because we're like, 30 minutes in, more than that, and I have chicken scratch on the screen. So for you audio listeners, you're not missing out on much this episode. Today I just feel like talking, really. What do I have to do next? Wait, sees deer, walk to it, give it bread. Now the deer's gonna run away. Okay, so what size would that be? There were so many middle schoolers there too, guys. I don't know. It is embarrassing, but I don't really care. I mean, it's done. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So even if I did care, what am I gonna do? My nose is running. Am I being really hectic right now? I can't tell. I need a tissue, but I don't want to stop the camera. And there's no way in hell I'm gonna wipe my nose on camera. I don't have any tissues. What was I saying? Oh, there were so many middle schoolers there. I hate Knott's Berry Farm. There are too many middle schoolers there. I don't know why they have so many field trips there all the time. There were like 4 different schools there yesterday when I went, and it was just too much. I don't need your stupid little kids running around screaming. I'm gonna step on them. The middle schoolers right now are so small. They're so short. I don't think I was that. Well, I've always been pretty tall. Well, until now, I feel like I'm like average height now, but like throughout school, I was always taller than everybody else. So maybe I just wasn't that short, but a lot of those kids were pretty short. Speaking of middle school, the other day I had this memory from something that happened in middle school, which is another embarrassing story, not necessarily about me, but as the middle school as a whole. It was my 7th grade year, I believe. I think it was 7th grade. I'm pretty sure it was 7th grade. And hold on, I need to figure out how to do these. I'm gonna do this one in like a big split comic strip panel. I think these are 2 separate ones. I'll fix it later. Ooh, it looks like a face. It looks like a little face, like with big eyes. Like if I put eyes here and some nostrils. It's a little person. Okay, dude, get back on track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 2 strips left. Okay, twig breaks. Okay. My 7th grade year of middle school. This is the most embarrassing thing I think that has ever happened. And again, it's not even about me. It's just the fact that this happened, and I can't believe that it's true. It's something you would see on like an SNL skit or something. So, 7th grade. My school district has, I don't know, 5 to 7 different middle schools, I think. I don't know exactly how many there are. But one year, they decided to do an all middle school dance, which was chaos. It was insane. They only did it one time, I think. At least one time when I was in middle school. But they do the all middle school dance, and it happens at this other school, and it was like a big thing. I feel like at my school it was maybe more of a big thing because I've asked other people who are in the same school district. Like once I was in high school, I was like, "Oh my gosh, do you guys remember the all middle school dance? Did anybody go to that?" And everybody's like, "No, I never went to that." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I didn't go to middle school by myself, so I don't know where all of you guys were, but they did an all middle school dance, and my school, for some reason, wanted to just like be the talk of the middle school dance. Like this was like, I'm telling you, it wasn't just like kids in the school who were like, "Oh, like we're gonna be like the best middle school there." No, it was like a thing that was organized by the staff. Like the entire school was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this thing." We did, I don't know whose idea this was, but they were like, "Okay, we're gonna do a flash mob at the all middle school dance." Not only was it just a flash mob, which is embarrassing and horrible in itself, to have all the middle schools come together and then have one of them do a flash mob on the dance floor. But the flash mob, you're never going to believe what song it was that we had to do the flash mob to. And I can't even... The flash mob was to the song Happy by Pharrell Williams. Like the song from Despicable Me, the one that was everywhere at the time and was so annoying. Yeah, we did a flash mob to Happy. And for like a week leading up to the all middle school dance, I don't know when, like I don't know if it was during PE class or something, but we rehearsed this dance, the whole school. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. I'm trying to think so hard. At what point would we have all gathered around to learn the dance? It must have been just during PE. Like each class, each period would learn the dance. But they were like, yeah, when this dance comes on, or when the song comes on at the dance, everybody break out into this dance to Happy by Pharrell Williams. And we did it. And we thought it was the coolest thing ever. I don't know how the other schools thought of it. I can't ask anybody because nobody remembers this. But for some reason, that's always been in my mind. And I just think it's the funniest thing ever that happened. Like, what? Who does that? Like, that is literally something out of, like, a TV show. My life is a movie. My life is a movie, guys. It's not. It's the most boring movie you've ever seen, actually. I just can't. I think it's so funny that happened. And I wish, like, people that I knew remembered it because I feel crazy. Did I just make it up? Was that just a dream that I had, maybe? Oh, no, I can't even think about that. That's going to make me go crazy. I can never tell what is a dream and what's real. My dreams are so vivid that I just oftentimes don't know what was real and what was a dream. I'm scaring myself now, so we're going to move on to the next topic, because what if that didn't happen? Nobody remembers it. Now, granted, I don't have many people to ask about it, but of the people that I have asked, I've asked about this for years because I've been so curious to see if anybody remembers it, but nobody does. I don't know. I just think that it's so... Happy by Pharrell Williams. We couldn't have picked a better song. What about The Way by Ariana Grande? That rhymes. Wait, how have I never noticed that? The Way by Ariana Grande? Anyways, that song was big at the time. Why couldn't we have done something like that? Why do we have to do Happy? I wish I knew the dance too, because if I knew the dance, I would get up and do it right now, but I don't know it. I hope there's a video of that somewhere, and I could find it one day. I'm actually going to look that up once I stop filming this, because I swear there had to have been some teacher who recorded it. Guys, these boxes look horrible. Oops. I have had this podcast topic written down on my notes for a while, and by a while I mean for like 4 weeks because I've had since I started doing the art and shot videos, I've had it written down. And that is Depop sellers. Boy, do I have something to say about the Depop sellers. On surface level, I don't care about the Depop sellers. Like in reality, it doesn't matter. Well, not that it doesn't matter to me personally. I don't care that much. But I do find a lot of you guys so annoying. Some of the most annoying people I've ever met. And by met, I mean online. I don't think I've met... no, I've met some of them in real life because I have done some markets. But the people that I've met are very nice. And I don't have beef with anybody that I've met in real life or that I know in real life. So if you are a Depop seller that I've met or we know each other, this isn't about you. Keep doing you. This is for the Depop sellers who are just bad people. You know, you're scamming people. I was watching... Whoa, that line is not good at all. I was watching... Okay, wait. I think I messed up this... Hold on. I have to just finish the box right there. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I think I messed up something in this recording. I should not have a podcast because I can't get things out fluid. I can't sit down and stay on one topic. It also doesn't help that I'm sitting here doing something with my hands while trying to talk. You know, maybe this isn't the best podcast format for me because I will be distracted. But I saw a TikTok video the other day of this girl who is a Depop seller who I'm sure a lot of you have seen this because it was pretty popular, I think. This girl was selling, I believe it was Forever 21 shorts. Vintage Forever 21 shorts. That is not a thing. Vintage Forever 21? Guys, get real. Listen up. Get real. That's not a thing. There's no Vintage Forever 21 yet. She was selling these I gotta put the pen down because I can't think. I'm sorry. If you really wanted to see me draw right now, you can watch another podcast episode or another art and chat video. There's one of me drawing. I can't draw right now. I just want to sit and talk, okay? And I'm gonna do it. You know why? Because this is the Asteroid Radio Show. And I'm gonna do what I want to do. And right now, I just want to talk. I'm gonna draw this, but not synced up to me speaking. So I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to finish talking about the things that I want to talk about and then throw like a time lapse of me drawing it all so you can still get the best of both worlds. But I just cannot focus on the words at the moment. I can't focus on the words and drawing at the moment. So I just want to talk. Today's one of those days. I think I have so much energy inside of my body right now that I need to get out. So I'm going to get it out really quickly. Everybody, let's take a moment to meditate, okay? Let's all center ourselves before we get going. Let's all take a moment, close our eyes. Unless you're driving, don't close your eyes. Take a moment and just relax your body. I'm being so serious. You better do this with me right now. I feel so crazy right now, guys. I'm going crazy. I can feel the energy in me. Okay, everybody, let's take a minute. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. How we feeling? Vegas, let me hear you make some noise. I just feel dizzy now. I feel like I got lightheaded. Anyways, this Depop seller on TikTok was trying to sell vintage Forever 21 cheetah or leopard print shorts for $298. What? What? Some of these Depop sellers, I think all of them really need to get a grip. I'm all for starting your own business, doing your own thing. I do it. I'm not talking about like, yes, go you for doing a business, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. I know how much work it is. Okay. I know. You should not. I think ethically it is wrong to go to thrift stores and then mark up the prices of the good clothing that you get for 100 times what you spent it. Ethically, I think it is wrong. Obviously, legally and like whatever else, you can do it. It's not illegal, but I think ethically it's just wrong. I do. I think it's wrong. Everybody's argument was always like, yeah, well, I mean, anybody can shop at a thrift store, and I'm just trying to find clothing to sell so that I can support myself and whatever. I understand that. However, the entire argument around that to me is a little bit invalid, because the combated answer is always like, I'm doing it to support myself and make my money. Yes, but the fact that you are able to do that as the way to make your money is a privilege in itself. Me, myself, being able to sell my art as my current job is a privilege, you know, that I get to do this, that I get to make art and make videos right at the moment. the same thing as you get to go thrifting, which is something you like to do because you made it into your job. You enjoy shopping, you enjoy thrifting, you get to do that. You also get first dibs or whatever it is that you find. If you want to wear it, you get to keep it. You have to enjoy it to do it. Well, I mean, there's probably somebody out there who just does it for the money, but majority of you like thrifting, like clothing. That's why you're in that industry. That's your business, because you enjoy doing it. You could work somewhere else, So I just think that argument is invalid. I think to have made thrift stores like trendy and like the thing to do is unfortunate for people of lower income who can't afford to get clothing at name brand stores and Target and shop at the mall. That's why thrift stores exist. And it's so annoying that these people who then act like the biggest jerks in real life, out and about on the town, you run into them. They are the biggest jerks. Because they think that they're all that because they sell clothes on Depop and they have cool clothing. Ugh. You guys are infuriating. You are so annoying. I don't care what a single Depop person has to say about me. Your opinion to me means nothing. Because you are probably the biggest jerk in the world. You and all your friends. I know you are. I don't know. I think it's wrong. And especially selling $298 Forever 21 vintage cheetah shorts. Like, come on. Get a grip. It's insane to me. Depop sellers have always rubbed me the wrong way. It's just they overcharge just because they think that they can. But you guys need to stop supporting these Depop sellers because they're only selling it for that much because you're buying it. Same thing with the ticket scalpers and the people who like buy merch and then resell it 10 years later to make more money. Like, stop supporting these people who don't care. It's infuriating. And also, they're just rude people, especially when you go to the thrift store and you're just trying to find some cool clothes for yourself. They make it a competition. Like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not competing with you. You can have the shirt if you want it that badly. I don't care. But I just think it's unfortunate because that's what people, especially because now the prices at thrift stores go up because of you guys. Which makes people who can't afford to buy clothes new now have to spend the price of like newer clothing because you have to sell the t-shirts for like $10-15 at the Goodwill. The person might as well go to Target and Walmart and buy clothes new at that point, but a lot of people can't. So you guys need to be we need laws on Depop sellers. I think that's what we should be working on. Well, amongst a bunch of other things. That's the least of our problems, actually. But once we fix everything else, let's target the Depop sellers and get some laws on them because you guys are crazy. Crazy people. I just don't like a lot of you. That's just all I have to say. I don't care. I don't. I don't care. I have always been so annoyed with Depop sellers because they have an ego for no reason. You sell clothes online. Who do you think you are? What's with the ego? What's with the attitude towards people? Huh? Why? Ugh. Every few months there's a new TikTok video of someone saying like this person's charging so much for this piece that's not worth that much. There's always an issue with them. Always. I really want to show you this new pen that I bought. Where is it? Guys, where's my pen? Oh, there it is. Here's my new pen. This is a Uniball Style Fit. And I used to not like these multi-pens that have different things. However, I found out that they make nice ones. I'm a big stationery nerd. Always have been, always will be. I have a million notebooks, a million pens, and I can give you a pen tour. Ooh, maybe that's what I'll do in the next episode. Or after we do this comic strip thing. I'll show you all of my go-to pens and notebook stuff. because I'm a stationery nerd. But these pens are customizable. You can choose what inserts you want in them, like what pen cartridges. This one, I have 2 of these. This is a different brand, like different pen, but it's the same multi-pen thing where you can choose your own inserts and whatever. I like this one a lot. I like how this one is slimmer. This one is a little bit uncomfortable to hold, but this one has a rubber grip, which to put into my notebook has a little pen loop. Not the best. This one, however, I picked out how many inks? 4 different inks. And then it also has a pencil. Oh, which, speaking of, I need to put in different lead into this. That's what I'll do right now. So this one has a pencil in it, which is really cool. Because then it's like, I don't need to take anything else when I go out of my house but this pen. It's got everything in it. But I used to not like multi-pens because, you know, as a kid, you get those multi-pens and they're not that good. You know, they put in like very cheap pen inks and it's just not that nice. But they make really nice ones, guys. So you should look up pens by either Pilot or Uniball. They make really good pens. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about that pen, and I just wanted you to see it because I really like it, and this is my podcast, and I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, and I like talking about pens and stationery. It's my favorite thing to do. That's really what this podcast should be. It's just me journaling and talking about all my pens because I could do that for hours. I'm looking for, I have blue lead that I like to draw with. I don't like drawing with like regular graphite lead. I think I don't know. I just like how the blue lead looks. And this one has blue lead in it, right? Yes. I don't know where my lead cartridge is with all of the lead, but I'm going to take it out of this pencil for now. Bruh, what? Come on. Hello. There we go. But yeah, somebody please say that you want to see me talk about my pens and my notebooks more because I will do it. The other day I was talking with Grace about, I don't know how this topic came up, but I started talking about imaginary friends, or maybe she did. Somebody started talking about it, and then we both were like, "Oh my gosh, I never had an imaginary friend," or she said that, and I was like, "Yeah, me either." I was always so jealous of people who did, and she was like, "What? Me too." And then I was like, "I need to talk about this on the podcast because what I'm saying is, I don't know. I feel like everybody had an imaginary friend. Oh my gosh, no. I had such bad FOMO about the fact that as a kid, I didn't have an imaginary friend because I think I took it literally. I think I was like, oh, someone who has an imaginary friend, like literally sees this imaginary friend. Like it's like they see this imaginary friend in front of them and like they hang out with them. That's not the case, right? Because if that were the case, I think the kid would just be insane. Like, would be, like actually crazy. Right? How does this lead go in here? What? Can I not put it through the top of that? Hello? But as a kid, I always thought, like, I don't know what I thought, actually. I just remember thinking that, like, people saw their imaginary friend for real, and, like, their imaginary friend also chose to be their friend, if that makes sense. Oh, no. I think I'm messing this pen up. Ugh, why did I take it out? I can't get it back in now. Like, I thought that it meant... Oh, there we go. I thought... What did I think? Dude, I can't even think right now. I am having such bad brain. I'm having such bad brain right now. What? I thought that they were real things that these kids were seeing. And like they would look across their bed and their imaginary friend would be sitting there. And I think maybe to a certain degree that is true, but not entirely, right? Because, like I said, if that were true, the kid would be sent to an insane asylum for seeing things. And like, that would make you schizophrenic, no? I think so. And as a kid, I didn't understand that. I thought you just like had an imaginary friend and they wanted to be your friend. And I was like, damn, as a kid, as a child, I was like, damn, I can't even make an imaginary friend. Like, I had FOMO of people having imaginary friends. I wanted one so badly, and I never had one. Come to find out later on when I grew up that you could just have an imaginary friend because you said so. And I guess now I technically have imaginary friends because my characters are my imaginary friends. Like, Asteroid is basically my imaginary friend. So, I don't know. Did anybody else think that? Like, was anybody else jealous that you didn't have an imaginary friend? I wanted one so badly. But I guess I'm living out my dreams now. I guess now I have my imaginary friends. But I just remember as a kid being so annoyed that, wow, I can't even have an imaginary friend. And we talked about that for a minute, and I thought it was silly. I'm going to end this podcast with this last quick little thought. I like to dream big. I like to dream all the way. And I think I said that in another episode too, that I just like to think of everything in the most crazy aspects of what it could be, but also in like the most realistic aspects of what it is. And I think I touched on this briefly in another episode that I really want to do live shows one day. I think that'd be so fun. I know a lot of people who have podcasts end up going on like a podcast tour, and I would like to do that. But let me do you one better. I don't want to just like pull up to the show and sit on the stage and talk. I've always wanted to make music. Like as a kid, that was my dream, was to be a musician and like have shows and stuff. I think that's every kid's dream at some point. But that was like my big dream, but I never told anybody, and I never, even now, like I don't act on it because I don't think I'm not a singer. I'm not someone who can make good music, I don't think. So I don't talk about that really. I had to check if the camera was still recording. But once I was like, oh, people go on podcast tours, my brain has gone crazy of what I would do. So I want to pitch a podcast show for me. Nobody steal this. It's nothing great, but nobody steal it. Also, no, you can steal it because you're not going to do it like me, even if you did steal it. Not in a way of like, you can't do better than me, but in the way of like, you can't do it the way that I would do it because you're not me. I want to have a show that is based on just like everything that I do. Like me, I want to take this out of here. I think I want to hold it. Actually, no, I don't. Yes, I do. I'm going to hold this for the rest of the episode because I feel like it's all looped on here though. I don't know. Oh, there we go. I want to have a show where here's my idea. I want to do shows in an old theater across the country. Like all the cool old theaters with like the velvet curtains and the cool seats and everything, like really cool ornate ceilings and whatever. Preferably in like a playhouse that has like the side wings and you can like bring in different sets and backdrops and lighting and stuff. And what I would do is have have it be partly podcast of like what I do in this podcast and like what it will become, but also have it be just Asteroid 1205 related. Like I want it to be a show. I don't want you to just come sit down and listen to me talk like a lot of the podcast tours are, and no shade to anybody. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to do that. I think people enjoy that. I also don't think I'm entertaining enough to just sit there for however long. What I would do is it would be an experience. Like, you're going to go into it and it's going to have like segments, different segments. Obviously there will be a segment where I like sit down and work on some type of an art project live. We talk and hang out, and it would be like, oh no, because it's I would have such a cool set, and there would be, I've always wanted to experience a quick change, like when people go under the stage and then they run and they change it to a new outfit and they come back on stage and they're in something else. I have always wanted to experience that. What I would do though is it would open up with a short film of Asteroid, like a claymation film, and it would be like a screening, like you get to watch the short film, and then there'd be a segment where I do the podcast stuff where I sit down, talk, hang out, but I want the set to like come out from the sides, and the set would be like, depending on what the art project is, there might be like an easel set up, and then the whole thing, oh no, I want like big, crazy, cool, practical sets, like when you go see a play or a musical live. I want it to be like vintage. I've always wanted a wall of clocks, so I'd have really cool wallpaper, a wall of clocks, like a really vintage seat. I would have the coolest vintage little outfit on, and then we'd hang out and we'd paint or something, and then I'd bring out like a guest. Guys, I'm be like, guys, welcome to the stage. Somebody who's so crazy cool, important to me, Ariana Grande. And then and then Ariana Grande would come out and we would paint together. You get what I'm saying? And like each show could have a different guest, and it would just be like a fun thing. And then once the podcast segment is done, there would be other little intermission segments of like different short film type of things or little animations, and then there could be a segment of like, I don't know, depending on who the guest is, Ariana can sing. I don't know. I want it to be crazy cool. I want there to be like even like a portion of it where it is like a play. You know, like with it's a show. I want to do a show. I don't know. That's just a big dream that I want to do. But I have it like all like no, because like I want to do it so badly, and like I know how it would look and I know how it would be. I can't explain it right now, but like I just know that I have to do that. I want to make like a cool show. I also want to go on a tour bus. I just want to be on a tour bus. I want to be on a tour bus and I want to experience a quick change, but I don't want to have to sing and do music because I can't, you know? So this is how I'm going to do that and experience those things. And I just think it would be fun because then I can like live play the trailer to the first Asteroid feature film, you know? And then I can do all my theories of like put out all these little Easter eggs, and everybody be like, oh my gosh, I think tonight he's gonna put the trailer for the next Asteroid movie. And then I can be like, guys, I have something to tell you. And then I'm like, if we all look at the screen over here, and then like the lights go dark, and you put on the trailer, I want to do something like that so bad. One day. It would just be so cool because I really want, I don't know, seeing Melanie's show also was really eye-opening. I've been talking about wanting to do shows for a few weeks ever since I like started the podcast and everything. But like seeing the show of hers, I was like, oh, I want to do it so badly because there's so many cool elements that I would put into it, because I think people don't do crazy stuff for a podcast show or for just like live shows when like YouTubers go on tour. Their shows are boring. from what I've seen, I haven't seen anybody do something cool. People only do cool stuff for like musicians, but I just want to do something different. I don't know. I would literally do like a circus act even. Get me up on the trapeze if you have to. I would do it. I want to do something fun though. Like I want to go on a tour of some sorts, but I don't make music. Maybe one day I will. I need to learn how to auto-tune so that I can make the music. It doesn't even have to be good. I just want to do it. But those are my dreams of how I would do a show. Is this still recording? It's about to stop. 1 second. Those are my crazy ideas. One day they might be true. Who knows? My apologies for this podcast episode being super hectic. I'm having a hard brain day. I can't focus on anything. My brain feels foggy, and it's just, I don't know. I don't care. I'm fine with it, and I don't mind that it didn't go as I planned it. I think a lot of episodes are kind of going to be like this. Or no, that's not what I'm saying. But like, I don't know. I don't care for it to be super overproduced and thought out and scripted and everything. So this is just real. Like I could not sit here and talk and draw at the same time. So hopefully next episode will be better. A little more organized, a little more true to what it is that I want to do, but I'm not mad, I'm okay with it. You got to see me do art anyways, whether it was a time lapse or me doing it right now. You still got to see some art. You got to see a little bit of the process. You saw a little too much of the process actually, because you saw me start to go crazy, and I'm like, my skin is crawling right now. I need to get up and like go for a run or something. I feel crazy. But yeah, that was today's episode. Let me know what you want to talk. Let me know what I should talk about in the next episode. And I will see you then. Thank you for watching, and thank you to those of you who are following me and supporting me and commenting on the YouTube videos and the TikToks of this podcast. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I'll be posting another episode this week to make up for not only being late, but how crazy this episode was. So I will see you very shortly in a few days for the next episode. But yeah, that's all that I have to say, I think. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.